even to keep a vow, do you break the law? I know that's a tough one.
Well, see, but there was no law against what he vowed to do. If you make a promise to Father Yahweh, you best keep it. So that's how it's supposed to be, and it will be you if you don't. But the antagonism there is whether or not it was right to kill his own child in deference to what he saw as a promise, a vow that he made. Did he kill his child or didn't he? That's the whole question.
Well,
and that's
we
the
know that-
whole.
We know
Verse
that
38.
Israel was told to kill their
Chapter
children.
11 of Judges. She said, verse 37, and she said unto the father, let this thing be done for me. Let me alone 2 months that I may go up and down the mountains and bewail my virginity, I and my fellows. And he said, go. And he sent her away for 2 months, and she went with her companions and bewailed her virginity upon the mountain. And it come to pass at the end of 2 months that she returned unto her father, who did with her to his vow which he vowed.
Wow.
And she knew no man. So that really does bring up questions.
Yeah, there was no provision in the temple law for human sacrifice. It was always continual. The animals were continually brought up, and he stopped. He
There's
stopped
no way,
Abraham
there's
from,
no way he could have sacrificed her like he did an animal. I say what Terry's saying there makes a whole lot more sense to me.
It would seem that the blood of somebody would have defiled the altar.
Her virginity, that has a lot to do. She bewailed her virginity.
Her virginity, right?
Her
She was
virginity.
never gonna
Yeah.
know. man.
She would never marry, she would never know a man, she
Never
would never
allowed,
bear children.
never allowed to live her life the way that it's
Was
almost the
customary.
same as dying.
is that in Joshua or Judges?
That's in Judges, chapter
Does
11.
it say,
Huh?
Yeah, Judges,
Judges
does it
what?
actually say
chapter 11.
that he was going to sacrifice her?
He promised, he vowed to Father
Like
Yahweh.
you said, he would sacrifice for burnt offering.
It shall be, verse 31 of chapter 11, that whatever comes from out of the door of my house to meet me when I return in Shalom from the children of Ammon,
Yeah.
shall surely be Yahweh's, and I will offer whatever it is up for a burnt offering.
That's pretty hard to get around right there.
Right.
Well, I just can't see him breaking
But
the
a
law.
burnt offer, where did you, wasn't the temple standing at that time?
No,
No, it was not, that's right. And so he probably made an altar or wherever it was.
Tabernacle was there.
Pardon? Oh, the tabernacle
The
of the congregation
tabernacle was there.
during
yeah.
the time of Judges?
Yeah,
Yeah, there was a tabernacle, but they went out and put up their own altars as well.
This was
It's hard to
before the
tell.
commandment went out that you don't do this stuff except where I place my name. And this was before that. So maybe it leaves a lot of things up for speculation. It really does.
the tabernacle wasn't there as it was there at the time of the 40 years.
No.
But they did have the ark, and they did bring it and set it up and
Did people come there to
right,
sacrifice?
yeah.
Priesthood took and did their jobs there.
Yeah, that's interesting question, yeah. All right, let's go back to James. Any more questions on James? Anybody? Chapter 2, anything else? Any comment? All right, then, Don, you want to do chapter 3?
My brethren, be not many masters, knowing we shall receive the greater condemnation. When many things we offend all. If any man offend not in words, the same as a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths, that they may obey us. We turn about their whole body. Behold, also the ships, which though they be so great, they are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor lists. Even so, the tongue is a little member, boasts great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defiles the whole body. It sets on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. For every kind of beast, and of bird, and of serpent, and of things in the sea is tamed, and has been tamed of mankind. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. Therewith we bless our Elohim, even the Father. Therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of Elohim. Out of the same mouth proceeds blessing and cursing, my brethren. These things ought not to be so. Does a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? Can the fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries? Either a vine figs, so can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh. Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him show out of good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. But if ye have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. This wisdom descends not from above, but is earthly, sensual, and devilish. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace.
All right. Questions? Anybody got a question there?
You know, it talks about coming out of the mouth, cursings and blessings.
Got it. Verse 10.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard somebody just absolutely say something? And you just look at them, is that the same mouth you kissed your mother with?
Yeah.
You know, but yet they proclaim to be brothers.
And how, verse 11, how does the fountain send forth both sweet water and bitter at the same time? Same way. Verse 12, can a fig tree, my brother, bear olive berries? Either a vine, figs? So can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh. It's all talking about the mouth there, isn't it? He's not talking about water. He's not talking about trees.
Talking about your
He's talking about the
conversation.
mouth.
Your
Well,
conversation.
Well, your conversation is a lifestyle. Part of your conversation is your behavior. What comes out of the mouth first has to be generated in your heart. Before it can ever take action, it's got to be in here first. So what did Master Yeshua say? He said, from the abundance of the heart does the mouth speak. So if you got this double-minded thing going on, which we all are guilty of, and we can't or don't try to control it or subdue it, because later down the road in these scriptures, it talks about taking every thought captive. And for forcing it to bow down at the feet of the Master Yeshua. It takes a literal physical work to do this. For the reasons why, because of our faith, and because of who we know that we serve and who we're a part of, and how much different and how much greater he is, Master Yeshua and his Father Yahweh, than the world around us. It takes labor, it takes diligent, hard work to do this all the time. And I fail miserably a lot of times with I get in my work what I do and I can't get something. People have told me I've got a lot of patience, but they evidently don't see me when I'm going, and I let the blue word come out,
I've seen it.
Yeah, I know you have, and I'm ashamed of it.
Well, it's also, I think, got to do with going in here, praising and worshiping Yahweh, and we went out and say, did you hear what so-and-so did?
Gossip, yeah.
Yeah, it's bitter water is coming out, but you just have been putting sweet water out.
Right, that's exactly right.
Talking about the tongue, really being a small member. How I could tell, I was looking the other day, they were showing pictures of the Titanic. And they were showing all different parts of the boat. And they were showing the engine rooms and they were showing the propeller. 3 big propellers. Giant propellers. One rudder for that big, gigantic ship. One rudder.
Definitely wasn't going to turn it on a dime.
Yeah, that was the fault of the Titanic. They know that.
Actually, the big mistake they made was turning. If it had ran right smack into the iceberg, they would have had a lot of damage in the front, but it would not have destroyed the
Ripped
ship.
the whole
But when
side
they
out.
turned, they're trying to get away from it, it ripped it all the way down the side.
They didn't realize there's more of it underneath the water than there was up. above.
Right, right. So, but the thing of it is, we're back to the point of this, the tongue.
Yeah.
It rules the whole body.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
Now, think about this. I want you to think about this. Why does Father Yah use the tongue in the unknown tongue, in the speaking of the other languages, in the prophecies, all these things? He uses the tongue.
Well,
And it's our most unruly part that we've got. And that is why I believe that many people